I know you didn't write this.
No.
Your brother wrote this, right? Yeah. So I'm not going to ask.
Here's a guy who listens. Nice. That's come up on a lot of these. It's a catchy little tune.
It's a beautiful, I think it's a good lead-in, yeah?
Yeah.
It sets the tone.
It's not what I requested.
Really?
Yeah. I wanted something like acoustic-y.
Okay.
Because that's kind of the music that I'm into.
Attention grabbing though.
These days.
You know? Yeah.
And so I made a specific request. And he's like, yeah, all right. And then sent me this over, and I was like, well, that's not what I asked for.
Yeah, he didn't listen to any of that. He had an idea and he went with it.
It's like, I'm the artist here. So anyhow, turns out I love it, and he did a great job. So I'll just keep my mouth shut.
No, well done. Keep it.
Yeah. Real Estate for Real with Eric Pettigo. Today, my good friend Cody Huson is here with me. We've been working on this for a while, buddy.
Fan of the pod. Yeah.
Fan of the pod. Yeah. I asked you several months ago.
It's been several months of dodging, and yeah. I think you just bought me lunch.
I did.
And then seal the deal. Yeah.
That's all it takes. Sometimes you gotta. This is, the podcast is costing me a lot of money.
Well, you do a lot of work here. I was just complimenting you on the whole setup, and you're doing the thing, doing the work.
Yeah.
Well done.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it, and thanks for listening to some of them. You were just telling me you liked the one with Julie Vono.
Julie Vono did a great job. This kind of thing is right up her alley.
Yeah.
She's such a resource to us. It was good to hear kind of her perspective.
Yeah. Yeah, and for the people who haven't heard that episode, what does Julie do?
So she's she's our main admin person in the building. She's mostly handling listings and closings now. Heidi's come in just like she discussed to kind of help on the buyer's side. So
yeah.
It's nice, kind of one handles listing, one handles buyers, and they don't have to mess each other up.
It's a lot, man.
It is.
It's a lot. So Cody, for those who don't know, part of the Jane Hay sales and staging team, and so we'll get into all that too, because
sure,
we're going to get your origin story while we're here, and then how you ended up where you're at now, that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
And then I know also tying into that, you go way back with Crystal and Anthony Busher, who have been on.
Dear friends, great real estate agents, yeah.
Yep, agreed on both fronts. Love those guys, and they do a great job.
Absolutely, yeah. They did a great job too. Crystal was excited. You could tell that both of them were happy to be here.
Yeah, and Anthony's a big podcast just fan in general.
Yes.
The guy loves podcasts. So he was really excited. He's thrown a lot of ideas at me. He wants to do some off the walls ones that are maybe office exclusive podcasts.
I mean, keep it up. Keep doing what you're doing.
That we don't release to the general public, so nobody gets fined or
like on a subscription basis, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So I think some real pressing stuff we have to get into right off the bat, because when you showed up here today, you had a bag of McDonald's.
I did. Really not my go-to choice. It's just the in a pinch, meal scenario. Sure. I like to shoot for a little bit healthier, but here we are.
Yeah, sometimes you got to just go through the Mickey D's drive-thru.
Right.
I don't care who you are. You owe it to yourself to eat some of that garbage every now and then.
Absolutely. I think it's part of being an American.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Check that off on the citizenship
test.
Yeah.
And so you had some McNuggies.
I usually go to the Nugs, a couple dipping sauces, honey mustard, buffalo, pretty standard. I think the McDonald's French fry is probably the superior fry.
It's the star of the show.
Yeah, I think amongst all the fast food restaurants, that's the superior fry. So it's kind of the main event.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to think. What fries would contest McDonald's fries?
I mean, you're going to have a real hard time. Back in Steak and Shake's heyday, the shoestring fry was a strong fry.
When they were good, they were good.
Oh, yeah. Overall fry quality's kind of come down, to be fair.
It really has. I worked at McDonald's all throughout high school.
Did you really?
14 to 17. Two-time employee of the month. Typically,
we'll make a worker out of you.
I had no choice, man. So typically, they only give out that Employee of the Month award one time, no matter how long you've been there. Wow. I'm a two-time guy, right?
How many employees, though?
At McDonald's?
Yeah.
We're talking billions, right?
Oh, so that big? So that big of an honor. Wow. I thought it was just your little...
No, it wasn't. Just at our branch, yeah. Well, hundreds. While the time... I mean, I was there 3 years.
Do you still have those plaques?
Are you kidding me?
Golly.
Yeah. my front room.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. Front room. Nice.
The mantle.
I'm sure your wife appreciates that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. But I was telling you out there in the in our kitchen area that my go-to order when it's not McRib season, because every year I get one McRib.
So it is a seasonal thing.
Oh yeah,
the McRib. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not on the McRib radar. So
have you ever had one?
No.
Oh.
I've seen it eaten, but so I trust that it's.
So
edible,
I know it's real.
Yeah, I trust that it's edible, but
it is. Dude, it's gotten a bad rep. McRib's it's a good sandwich, man.
It looks like it's like compressed to look like what it should be.
100%. That's what it is.
Yeah. Okay, I'm onto it.
Yeah. Like, what's it made out of? Meat, something meaty.
Tastes like a rib, though, right? I can only assume.
No,
oh dear.
I wouldn't say.
Okay.
I wouldn't say it tastes
That's
like a rib necessarily, but it tastes like something meaty.
So are we in McRib season right now?
We're getting there.
Okay.
It's right toward the end of the year.
You know what? I'm going to send you a picture of me biting into one.
Yeah, dude, you got to have
stop
one.
by, yep.
They want to throw pickles and onions on there. You toss that stuff off.
And I'll head directly to urgent care to deal with the repercussions.
But when I go McNuggies, because that's my go-to order. I also, like you, I do not frequent McDonald's. Once every so often.
I'd say it's like a once a month for me. 10, 12 times a year.
Okay, yeah. That, you got me beat. I did also work there for 3 years. So
yeah, so does that maybe you don't want to go there as much?
Yeah, probably that has something to do with it. I'll swing through like Chick-fil-A. If it's like, I've got to do fast food today, I'll Chick-fil-A because, speaking of, those waffle fries in the white cheese sauce.
You're onto something there.
Best. You can't beat that.
You're onto something, yep.
But I go 10 McNuggies with I get the meal. Because if I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I get a Dr. Pepper. If I'm going to do it, I'm going to do it. I don't drink soda either.
I don't buy it from the store, but I'll get it from a restaurant.
Get a fountain soda, right?
Mix it with some Jack, yeah. From time to time, soda's good.
2 barbecues.
Okay.
And 1 hot mustard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Yeah, controversial.
Golly. Yeah,
Controversial
you do mix it up and dip in the fries and the barbecue sauce.
Yeah, and then fries and barbecue. See, that's the thing right there, dude. If you haven't had that,
how are you discovering this
it'll
stuff?
change your life.
Like,
I worked there for 3 years.
Showing you those, so you guys are getting crazy in the lab. Yeah, that's what's going on.
While I worked back there, we called it fried side. You were either flipping burgers or you were over there with the nuggies and the McChickens and the fish fillets.
Sure.
And I mean, I think statute of limitations now that it's been like 30 years since I worked there, but I would just have open sauce packets out there in the kitchen.
Wow.
And so while I was working, I'd just be dunking some nuggies every so
Well, that's the kind of research it takes to make these kind of bold decisions.
That's how you get yourself the 2-time Employee of the Month award.
That's true.
It's just by taking down McNugget.
Oh, my God. Like, where are all these McNuggets going?
In my belly. All right. We can talk about real estate, I suppose, man.
Do we have to?
All right. So let's go all the way back. Tell me.
St. John's Hospital, 1981. Yeah.
Just missed
7 pounds.
St. John's.
8 ounces.
Right at the end of 1980. Yeah.
A little bit after that.
Okay. So how'd you get in?
So I was licensed in 2007, which feels like a long time ago.
It was.
But, and I don't really recall the exact how it all went down, but out of college, went to ISU, political science major, got my degree, came back home, was working with my dad as a land surveyor. So my dad worked with properties and boundaries for John Reynolds, who maybe we've all used for surveying services locally. So worked with them for a while. And I'm not sure. One day I ended up in this office because I was dear friends with JT Peasy, who is Sandy Peasy's oldest son. So kind of it just always was, around those guys. And I was bringing something into her, or maybe she called me and asked me to come in potentially. But it was her idea for me to start up real estate. She's like, you have the survey background, you're good with people, you'd be great on a podcast. Like, let's get you going with real estate. So
podcasts were super popular.
Yes, yeah. So
back in 07.
So, I initially, it was fairly easy. I had a flexible schedule with surveying. I could start early and quit early. So kind of had like most of the afternoon to play with. Got licensed through Barb Kruger, like I think we all did probably.
Yeah.
Best in the biz. Was part-time for a while, probably 3 or 4 years, just kind of doing both, trying to pay the bills.
Still surveying, but
absolutely.
Yeah.
And just like you guys talked about in the Busher podcast, 2007, 2008, kind of a rough year for real estate.
Yeah, it's a weird time to get into it, man.
But it was funny because we didn't even know that. I mean, we were just getting into real estate. We don't know what a bad market is. I mean, what a good market is.
Right.
Just go. And, very similar to Crystal's situation. I mean, I had to beg Mike for this job. I mean, I had to call him like multiple times and
really
leaving him messages. Well, I don't think they had like the new agent grooming, training quite lined up yet.
Okay.
So I was trying to so Charlie Stewart was the one that helped Crystal and I kind of get started and do our thing. That took us all the way up until... So Aspen was the first place that I worked. And tossed that brokerage around a little bit here. Rada Jeezy's brainchild. It was awesome. I mean, working there was great. It was kind of like a Western vibe. Like the lobby had, like an elk's head up there.
Did it really?
A fireplace. It was very Western.
So like the Westwoods Lodge of real estate?
Very much the Westwood Lodge of real estate. Yeah, that's a good way to put it. Loved working there. And then the merger. With the real estate group. So I switched.
You had to clean up your act a little bit.
Yeah, so I had to change what I was wearing, the whole deal. And at that point in time, the real estate group was very, buttoned up, collared shirt, every day to work, make sure your car's clean, the whole deal. And at that point in time, I had a beat up Honda Accord. I mean, I remember Crystal had a car with Tinkerbell on the license plate. Like, there was an adjustment time for us there. Yeah.
Hold on, dude, because in my brain, she 100% still should.
Why not?
Right. I mean, they love Disney.
Absolutely.
For one.
Oh, yeah, it was meant to be with that. They do love Disney.
Yeah. They just got back.
That's right. I remember they were just gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, Tinkerbell on the license plate. I mean, those were the days that we actually went to GRI, to get some of our continuing education training.
All right.
Get the little letters after the name. Ended up just being essentially 4 classes and some drinking in the evening. So
a little bit.
Couple days in a row of that makes you a smarter person. Yeah.
So I'm doing math. You're like, what, 25, 26, 27, kind of right in there.
Yeah.
Okay. Like what you said is funny. It resonated because we didn't know good market, bad market.
No.
When I got licensed, I passed the test in 2013. I officially began here at the beginning of 2014. But same, I don't know if I was jumping into a good market, a bad market.
You're just jumping into a market.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just jumping into a career.
Yeah.
So I had no
Whatever the
idea.
starting point is, starting point.
No idea what to expect. But I feel like I jumped into it was kind of a balanced market. It was like one that I miss.
It's funny, and when nobody can shed perspective on today's market like Becky Hendricks. I mean, because she sweated it out during those days, and she was very listing heavy, back in the day. And when houses aren't selling as fast as they are now, there's a lot of sellers to answer to, a lot of phone calls to make. And when there's no action on your properties, you don't have a lot to say.
Yeah.
So, and I'm sure she would support it. I mean, I would much rather have this market over that market.
Yeah. We were just at our coffee and questions this morning going over like market stats. And, compared to last year here in our area, houses are sitting on the market a couple days longer than they were. But at the same time, prices are up. Like the average sales price is up. But it's weird. It's like showing us two different things. That it's not as strong of a seller's market. However, the sales themselves are still going up.
Absolutely.
Which is kind of wild.
And, overpricing is still a thing. You know, in a market with low inventory, you think you just slap a price tag on something, it's going to get an offer. But the truth is, I've been through these situations, and I'm sure you have. I've had clients do it, and I've had buyers, be in a better position to buy because someone else overpriced and had to come down.
Yeah.
Kind of chased everybody away. Yeah, we price, and I'm sure you do too. We price our listings to sell in the first couple of days.
Yeah, that's the whole goal. Like, we all lose battles as realtors, right? And so are you going to walk away from a listing? Doubtful.
Probably not.
Yeah, doubtful. So sometimes you lose the battle. And I tell my clients that too when we're going through, and they're like, boy, why is it priced like this? And I'll look at the agent and I'll go, this is a good agent. They know this is overpriced.
Oh, sure.
They lost this battle.
Right.
And so now they're in a proving it period of, hey, I told you,
Absolutely.
Here we are. We're priced a little too high. It's not selling. I don't know if you remember the conversation we had where I told you.
Yeah, make it very clear what your opinion is at the very first meeting.
Yeah, and
you can't dig in too hard. Yeah.
No, I mean you can't push. You can't make it to where you're automatically. Your clients have to feel like you're walking with them, not pushing against them.
Sure.
So
yeah, that you're on their side and that you'll go to battle for that price.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Even if you tell them, I think we're high here.
Yeah.
But I'm going to try.
Absolutely.
All right. So, the market now, and what I tried to add to the conversation this morning was, I think what we're seeing, because as well as I do, when a house hits that is show ready, presents really well, priced correctly, I mean, it might as well be 2 or 3 years ago. It's a feeding frenzy.
Sure. Yeah, it is.
It's a million showings. It's a ton of offers. They're getting bid up, over asked, waiving everything. That still happens.
Sure.
But the people who aren't getting their houses ready, who are just kind of chasing those high prices, but don't want to do the work on the front end, and buyers aren't going for that anymore.
Yeah. And then the seller wonders why. And,
Yeah.
we have to have these uncomfortable conversations, of course. Not to plug us constantly, but, at Jane Hay Team, it's pre-inspection, it's be prepared.
Yeah.
We're utilizing that coming soon period for at least 3 or 4 days or whatever we can work out with the seller schedule. I know that coming soon listings only have, a certain requirement for a couple cell phone pictures, and it can be live.
Sure.
We get all of our professional pictures done ahead of time, because that first time you hit the market, whether it's as a coming soon listing or as an active listing, that's your first impression time.
Yeah.
They're not going to come back later if you tell them that pictures are coming in a few days. I mean, some might, but, you want that initial, you want to put your best foot forward.
That's an ideal scenario.
Right.
And side note, you get 2 more team plugs, and that's it.
Okay.
Then
I'm counting them then. I'm going to use them very wisely then. Okay.
Then you've hit your cap for the podcast. You get 2 more.
Beautiful.
But that's the ideal scenario. I literally just put a coming soon on the market where all we have is a picture of the front of the house that I took with my cell phone. They're not ready. They're not ready for pictures.
Sure.
They've got kids. They've got a dog. They're getting things cleaned up. They're finishing some flooring in an area. They're painting. They're doing some stuff. But I know I want to generate interest in this property. It's in an ideal spot. People want this spot. And even with my one cell phone picture, we've got like 6 showings lined up.
They're setting
the
up
day
showings
it hits the
already.
Market, right? And so now I think they're making a change. And correct me if I'm wrong if you've heard this or not, but where these coming soon listings, because we can have them coming soon for like 45 days.
Yeah, the duration's
So
always
long.
an issue. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I put something out a month and a half ahead of time as a coming soon, people see it when it hits as a coming soon and they go, ooh. And then guess what? A month and a half later, they've forgotten all about
bought
it.
Something else or
Yeah. And then it just hits the market. All of a sudden it becomes an active listing, nothing happens. It's already made its introduction back when it hit as a coming soon, but I think they're making a change in the system
like
where
a maximum amount of days.
Well, no, not that, but where it pops it back up to people's feeds.
Oh yeah,
once
I saw
it goes
that. Yeah.
active.
Yeah, a new active or new coming soon.
Exactly.
Sure. Yeah.
Exactly.
Which is good. So
It's great.
It's hitting people's radar just one more time.
Exactly.
So how many days are you going between coming soon and activation date?
My
this
ideal
particular one.
on this one, couple of weeks, like 2 weeks,
Okay.
basically.
Okay.
Which is more than I would normally want to.
But that's probably that's a unique circumstance.
It is.
Seller situation. I get that. Yeah.
Ideal scenario is the one you just painted out.
Right.
I want everything ready. I want pictures. I want the whole thing. And then I want to coming soon it for like 5 days.
Sure.
I want, and then that gives me time. Then I'm taking out Facebook ads with all the pictures. Like I can't take out a Facebook ad on this house with one picture of the front.
Sure.
Because what's every message that I get going to say?
Yeah. Do you have more pictures? Yeah.
No.
And you're like, no, they're coming.
Yeah.
A couple weeks.
Coming soon.
Yeah, it's coming soon. Yeah, I mean, you just got to find that kind of sweet spot.
Yeah.
Because coming soon is such a tool. I mean, it's fantastic to bring more buyers to the table. If folks are out of town, they can find some time to schedule a time when they can get back.
Yeah.
You know, have a lot of agents reaching out early. Okay, what's the plan with this listing? Because we all know that all listing agents kind of handle things a little bit differently.
Yes.
You know, some gather offers and hold out. We're going to show it for 2 days in a row. You know,
Yeah.
pretty much no matter what. But some agents, you know, if you present them with an offer, they'll take it to that seller right away. You know, so just kind of depends.
And I've had it before where that's been the plan. That's been the agreement with my sellers.
Some sellers would rather have it that way.
You know, hey, let's let this sit for a couple days, you know, but they don't want you to withhold info on those couple of days. They want to go, they want to know, how many offers do we have? How many, you know, we've had all these showings. What are people saying? They don't wait. If we go, all right, coming soon, we go active Friday. Our plan is to go Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then look at offers Sunday night. That's our plan. And once those showings start happening, they're like, what's going on?
Yeah.
And then we have to tell them, well, we've got 5 offers so far. Oh, they don't want to be surprised. What do they look like?
Yeah.
You know, and then I've had before where that's been the plan. Boom, boom, boom. An offer comes in day 1 and they go, well, I want it. Let's just take it.
Yeah.
I don't, you know, it's like, we told everybody our deadline is Sunday. I don't care. I'm done being out of my house.
Yeah. And that's,
I just want to take it. I love this offer. It's perfect. It's cash. It's over asking. There's no inspections. I want it. Let's just take it.
yeah. I mean, certain things in our business are signed off by buyer and seller or even agents, and it is what it is. Very black and white, has to happen. Some of these deadlines or seller decisions, you know, sellers make the rules.
Yeah.
They make the call, you know, response times. And it's unfortunate when you get that call, you know, because you've been telling your person that this is how it's going to be, this is how it's going to be handled. And then when it doesn't happen like that, they come back to you. Of course, well, why didn't that happen? I thought you knew Eric.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. You're my realtor.
That's right. I thought you guys were buddies.
So I never go in with a deadline with my listings. I just list.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea. Or maybe we think it's going to be Thursday evening, and then at least, for
one, I don't want to set that expectation with my seller.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
I don't want them to automatically assume we're getting multiple offers and we're going to look at them all in 2 days.
Yeah, you got to be careful with the multiple offers.
Right.
Yeah.
What if we get no offers?
Been there. Yeah.
And we're setting deadlines
and
for
expectations.
Offers.
Yeah.
Right. So I just list, man. And then once the showings start piling up and offers start coming in, like once I get that second offer.
Sure.
Once we are official in a multiple offer situation, then I go to my sellers. Okay, we've got 2 offers. We've got this many more showings. I've got this agent saying they're going to write. So here's what I think we should do. Let these showings happen for the next couple of days. Let's set our deadline. Now we can set one. Now we can go back and say, hey, we've got multiple offers.
Sure.
Here's our deadline. Get your showings in. Get your offers in.
Absolutely. And I like the fact that, you know, showing time allows us to send a message out to everybody to kind of get the word, so we're not just going text message by text message and making sure we didn't miss anybody. Because on these hot properties that you're getting 10 offers on, you get 10 offers, but 20 people inquired or asked questions or probably deserve to be gotten back to in some respect. Yeah.
And that's part of it, man, is reaching out to, and I'll send out the showing time message, but just to be sure, because people scroll right past emails.
Or they haven't opted in to it's going to be just technical stuff. Yeah.
Right. So I still reach out. Hey, here's our deadline.
Treat those the way you would like to be treated.
Well, and what if they were going to make an awesome offer? It's in the best interest of your seller.
It really is.
To make sure you reach out to each of these people. So, let's circle back to tell the Cody story. So, you just kind of happenstance ended up getting into real estate.
Like Sandy Peasy's idea, got licensed. The game plan was to do part-time until I was able to do full-time, and that all worked out lovely. And, whenever whenever I came on full time and finally really got it going over here, I mean, it was probably, 50-50 teams and individuals? It was a lot of individuals.
I feel like when I started, man, it was more individuals than teams.
That's kind of the way it felt. And, and the teams were very well established and nobody was going to go anywhere. But yeah, I think the change into more of a team-heavy industry locally, kind of happened with the change in the market. With there being less inventory available, hey, what do you have? What do I have? Became more important.
Yeah.
Really kind of took everything towards that team dynamic. I think people figured out better ways of sharing cost within that team. It was a little disorganized probably in the beginning, and then it's more dialed in now. So it can be just a way of sharing cost. And honestly, I love the team aspect. I just get some help. I don't have kids. I'm not married. It's just me and the golden retriever at the house, whenever working from home. So, and I like to have people around. It gets me going.
Yeah. So when you started though, obviously you didn't jump onto a team.
No, I was by myself for a long time. Yeah.
So can you remember, let's go way back when you first started, because things are so much different now for agents getting in to the business. Do you remember what was like most effective then for drumming up business as a new agent?
Floor calls. I mean,
really?
Yeah, floor calls was where it's at, especially at Aspen, because we were getting a lot of phone calls. Okay, so for those who don't know what floor is, you'd just be randomly selected by the brokerage to essentially field, for a duration of time, field all the random phone calls that come into the agency. Might be inquiring about a sign they saw, might want to buy $1 million mansion. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But, when you're getting in the biz, you'll take just somebody that wants to talk about buying a house, put me on the phone with them. So that was a good way to get that going. And and at that time, Aspen was getting, the weekends were just, you'd sit there for like 2 hours and the phone would ring, once every 5 or 10 minutes.
That's crazy.
With somebody inquiring. And now you're on the phone with them.
Right.
They're not a lead that came on your text message it's just a cold introduction.
Yeah.
You get to show a little personality, get to kind of, and obviously you're qualifying them as you're talking to them. Yeah. Are you a good lead, bad lead? What are you looking for? Are you going to waste my time? Are you going to be a lifelong client? Stuff like that. So yeah, floor was it for me, but probably similar to you. I had a huge sphere of influence. Yeah. So just really wrangling that in and kind of qualifying all those folks too, who's really going to be a good referral. Who do I just need to make sure gets invited to the yearly party, stuff like that. So,
floor calls. I
knew I'd get you with the floor calls.
Yeah, that's just so great because this is, we're going back and, obviously the internet was a thing, but it wasn't the tool that it is now for consumers.
Correct.
They still would reach out directly to, they'd call an office.
Right.
Hey, I'm curious. I just was driving by and I saw this sign and I was just...
Yeah, we weren't quite to the click for a showing time. You still had to talk to a live person. And then, to set up showings, we had to call the secretary of the office that had the property for sale.
But that was...
Hi, Joni, I'd like to go from 1 to 2 on Saturday. That was how we did it. So and that took some time, too.
And they had to call the owner, get clearance, call back, confirm. We're sketching it out on our pen. We got our pen and paper.
This all took 20 minutes per. And then they're calling you back. I know I'm not sure, and it was a big
you're trying
messy deal.
And those were times when we'd be scheduling like 12 showings in a day. And so trying to coordinate all that.
And we use something called MapQuest to find the most logical route to get to all these houses and print it out on a piece of paper.
Oh man, yeah,
what a wild time.
So that was Jace, my son, who's now a realtor and listens to all these. I said, I want to...
Shout out Jace.
Yeah,
well done.
Jace, he's doing a great job too. But he's like, I listen. He goes, I want to know more about how people got going. How did you start getting business? He said, when people talk on here, they almost make it sound like it was easy. So I reached out to my friends and my family and boom, bada bing, bada boom, here I am.
Yeah, I hear that a lot too.
Yeah.
I think the missing part of all that, and it's just tough to kind of get through your head. Maybe it's more easy for some people, but you have to ask for the business.
Yeah.
It's not just, hey, I'm in real estate. I mean, you have to literally ask people for the business. And some of us are just uncomfortable asking people, because then you really do feel like a salesman.
Yes.
It's not just, hey, I'm here, to buy and sell houses. It's, hey, I'm kind of a salesman. I need some business. So just getting past that.
Yes.
I mean, that's why I would answer.
Uncomfortable.
That's how I would answer Jace's question. Is it's not just telling people you're in the business. It's asking for the business.
And maybe it's on me on the way that I ask the questions, because I tend to ask, hey, what worked and what went well, instead of saying, hey, what was hard? What were the difficulties you had? To overcome when you got going.
And I'll tell you who was a good resource just for ideas and what works and what doesn't was Kyle Killebrew, because I mean he was generous with his what he's done, what he's been through. I mean, I remember he once told me on the phone, he said, if you are thinking about trying something, just call me because I've tried it. and that's very helpful.
Sense. Yeah, that makes sense. And that was back when you could get Kyle on the phone.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm just kidding. Kyle, I'm just kidding.
We love Kyle.
It's true. Yeah. But that's one of the, I'm like, okay, yeah. So let's go over, because he's just breaking in now. It's a totally different ballgame. And for one, I mean, when you started in your late 20s, that was still kind of young.
Yeah. That felt like, 18.
Yeah. But now, I mean, people like Logan Frazier jumped in when he was literally 18.
That's unbelievable. Yeah, good for those guys.
Jace is 21. I had, did you listen to the one I had where I had Caitlin Rexroad and...
No, I did not, but that one was on my radar. Yeah.
You should check that one out, man. It's super cool. They're all in their early 20s.
Yeah, because I'm curious, what are they doing?
Right.
Interesting.
They've got to go, and they've got to go like a whole different route than we did. We could lean on our sphere back then. I was like 32, 33. Sure. People were buying houses in my sphere directly. And there were, so I got some of that business. But when I was 21, I didn't know anybody buying a house.
I mean, no one was buying, and it was probably a difficult transaction, somebody's first time. It was good learning for us, but
like one of my buddies bought a house in our early 20s, and we were all like, dude,
did you win the lottery?
You must be so rich. We're paying $250 a month rent.
Absolutely.
And this guy's out buying houses. And we were like, what? You bought a house for $60,000?
Yeah.
Bro.
Yeah.
It
was a big deal.
Right.
It still is.
And it still is. But they don't have, that. So they've had to go and manufacture business elsewhere. And so it's tough. And so,
well, what do they do?
Right. So what Jace did is he had some money saved up, because the kid works like crazy. At one point, he was working 3 jobs. I think 2, 3. I don't know. Anyhow, he works nonstop.
Sure.
He's working 7 days a week for a while and just saving money. And so the idea was, okay, get into real estate and kind of ease in a little bit, and shadow me. We'll work on, so you kind of see how I do the job. I don't know if you know this about young people. Way less patient.
Oh, yeah, I pick up on that. Yeah.
And I mean, to his credit,
ease in was never going to happen.
No, cannonball in.
Yeah.
Right. He was like, well, I'm going to buy some leads. Okay, this will be good practice.
His idea.
Yeah, his idea.
That's good.
This will be good practice.
Yep.
Get you talking to people. Well, he did, and apparently he's really good at talking to people.
Yeah.
Because he has just got people signed up where I'm like, whoa, how did you?
And if they're signing buyer agreements, we're really working together. Yeah. We're not just, I talked to this guy. And
yeah. He's 2 months in, and I think he's got like 5 or 6 pending transactions.
Unbelievable.
Right. And I'm like, okay, all right. So, and it's not easy, because it for the first time in my career, watching him do this, I go, might be worth the investment. So I bought some for myself for the first time in my career.
He taught you something.
Taught me something.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And got a deal together last week that more than covered what I invested in these leads.
That's the
directly
payoff.
from these leads.
That's the payoff. And it's like,
there's a lot of dead ends.
Yeah, I mean, and you can work a lot in this business and not get anything done.
Yes.
So it's good that he obviously did some research and
Yeah.
kind of saw what's been working for other people, and then it just attacked it.
Yes.
Because it's real easy to stay busy and really just kind of not get anything done. You got to avoid those pitfalls.
And he doesn't want me to give his secrets away.
And he's got his dad up his ass every day too.
Yes.
So I'm sure that's helpful. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it is. And having, obviously having me as a resource that not every newer agent has getting into the business. But like you said, the way we've gone towards teams, most newer agents get into the business and go straight.
I feel like they go straight to a team. Yeah, that's kind of the way it's been going. Which is, I mean, if that would have been kind of the way of the industry back then, I would have had no trouble with that.
Right.
Nice training. I was kind of, Crystal and Charlie and I were kind of like a little team when we were first learning. But yeah, I mean, I thrive when there's other people around.
Yeah, I never, like, the option was there. When I started, it was, there are teams. Do you want to, and
we all got taken out to lunch,
yeah.
like that. Yeah.
But man, I always wanted my name on stuff.
Yeah, that was the hardest. Yeah.
Yeah. For me, that's what I wanted.
After a while, it becomes, you're less concerned about that, because I was the same way for a while, but
yeah.
You're doing what you love, and honestly, doing it better. So yeah.
Well, I haven't changed much. I still want my name on stuff.
Well, I mean, now it's got a familial relationship to you. You can't go anywhere.
Yeah.
He's not going to the Fulgenzi team,
No,
no. He's sticking with you.
Better not.
Yeah, I know.
And so we have different leads. Jace Daly. So if anybody sees or hears from Jace Daly, that's him. That's my son. Different last names, but very much mine. But we started. So the Pedigo team is a real thing now, right? So we haven't hard launched it yet. I've talked about it on here a few times. Working on getting like a logo together and stuff.
I was going to say the logo. That's what I'm most interested in.
Yeah, we're working on it. We're working on that. Bringing my wife on board to do admin stuff.
Ooh, I like that.
Because that's that's what she's done. And so
your team meetings can just be like the dinner table.
Yeah.
Fire off like,
dude,
I need that signed. You haven't done this.
All day, every day is a team meeting to where it's exhausting, to where it's like, and that part is kind of tricky, is that balance is like,
when are you going to turn it off?
Hey, we need to talk about something else sometime too, because we are still a family, but it's right now it has to be that because he's just getting started. He's got deals together and we're working through like stuff, inspections, appraisals, getting insurance in play. Apparently getting insurance now is a whole big thing where
it's become much more difficult. Yeah. It used to just be a box we would check off and make sure it's done. And now it's like the premiums can fluctuate and sometimes you can't even get it for certain properties. And
one client that we're working with, one of his clients, like her insurance company, they're asking the normal questions. We need the age of the roof, the HVAC, all that stuff. Like, all right, we think it's about here. They're like, no, we need something. We send over the inspection report where it gives us not good enough. We need to know the exact. So we need to talk to the city and maybe pull some permits to see when exactly this stuff happened.
Digging deep, yeah.
For insurance.
That's nuts. The carbon date, the shingle.
What are we doing?
That's nuts, man. Yeah. I mean, that kind of stuff, maybe we're just moving on to the next insurance provider, and I don't know. It's rough.
It is.
But if you got a roof that visually looks like it needs to be repaired or replaced, it's going to be an issue.
Yeah. But it's, like this stuff happening coupled with all the changes in lending practices with the underwriters pointing out all the issues, it's buckle up, I think, because these next few years is going to be a big adjustment for all of us in the way that we do our job and the list of responsibilities that we have that are just piling up now.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's just, and the longer the list gets, the more legal liability is on us to make sure everything gets taken care of properly. And I think our jobs are very safe. I think we are more and more valuable by the day. Yeah.
I 100% agree. We might be a little biased being here and being part of the job. And
Of course.
if you pay attention to internet trolls on social media, you'll think that a year from now AI will have replaced all of us, but not a chance, man.
Yeah, there just isn't a chance. It's just not even a remote chance right now. But who knows where they'll get with technology?
Our industry has been around for over 100 years, right?
Yeah.
Realtors, like literally over a century.
Oh yeah.
And so all of the changes and the evolution of how this job is done from over 100 years ago to now, I feel like it's just going to be an evolution, not not an extinction.
Yeah, it's going to be a slowly. First they'll dial in assistants. They'll have really highly functioning AI assistants. Will probably be the first thing we're going to get. But again, we're dealing with these huge numbers, these huge investment numbers for people, for families. Are they going to give up decision making to a robot? I just don't think that's coming anytime soon. Yeah,
I think the more important thing to look at least from what I think, is we're dealing with emotions. We're dealing with emotional transactions from people. They fall in love with houses, and then they want to buy them, or they have such a deep connection to them, and then they're selling them, and that's hard to, sometimes you have to just sit and be a human with your client,
right,
and experience those things with them and work through those things with them to get to the next step. And I've had some pretty good talks with ChatGPT, but it's not like an
what's
emotional
his position on that?
He said
Or she.
Yeah, well, I'd name mine Chad.
Okay.
So, but it's easy for me to remember. It's very similar. You see that AI is not going to replace realtors, just change the way we do our job.
Oh, yeah. The same way Zillow did, the same way. We've gone through changes before. You know what? There's the old adage, they don't care what you know until they know that you care. And that's how we get through a lot of these difficult conversations, is just them having faith in us that we care about getting this transaction done. We're looking out for your best interest. AI is going to have a tough time cracking that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And walking into a house and going, is that cat pee?
Yeah.
I think that's cat pee.
Yeah.
Because I have so many buyers who just like, that's an interesting smell. What is that? And then have to be like, that's pee.
It's
that
urine
is
from a cat.
Yeah. That's a lot.
Because they like to be nice. No, it's a little odor in here.
Right.
They don't just want to walk in and
proclaim
cat piss.
Yeah, is that pee? And I know now, and I'm sure you do too, when you walk into a mold house like that.
Absolutely.
Right? And they go, is that maybe they had animals? And I go, that's mold.
And I feel like I used to kind of maybe beat around the bush a little bit. Like ask them, do you guys smell anything? After doing this for so many years, I just come through the door and you just lay it down.
Yep.
Smelling 100%. This, a little bit of this.
100%.
You're trying to cover up that. Yeah. Let's fix all this.
There's a very human element to what we do that is, at least with current technology, is impossible to replicate.
Absolutely.
So who knows in the future, but I feel like in our lifetimes.
Well, and the power of the in-person conversation.
Yeah.
If we're making big decisions on a transaction and there's a lot of moving parts, I always like to sit down in person and get it done that way. If not, maybe like a conference call, stuff like that. Yeah.
I have some clients right now, and we're working through multiple transactions, and they're older, like around the 80 range.
Sure.
And they're older. We don't do Authenticine. We don't do real conversations over the phone. Over the phone, we set up meetings. I drive to their house. I bring my laptop. I bring papers. And we do everything in person and look at the actual numbers in person. We do all this stuff in person. And that is the only way that this works.
Sure.
With these people. There's no other way that this works.
And that just can't get done with AI.
That's what I mean. How do you eliminate that?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
I mean, eventually those old people are replaced by us as the old people. So maybe we're like more okay with that. But yeah, the power of the in-person conversation just cannot be matched.
Right.
It gets a lot of stuff done.
Doesn't it? And so you got to be good. This is a part of and this is one thing Gina and I talked about last week was communication, and what I wanted to bring up was that the whole point of it was that as realtors, we need to do a better job of communicating with each other and making sure that if we can't pick up the phone, we get back to each other as soon as possible, because there's a lot of realtors out here slacking.
Absolutely.
In their communication. So that's what I was talking about. But Julie Davis, who's been on a couple of times and who is just fantastic, and I think the world of, responded to my email and said, I would love to talk about communication. I can't come on today, but she took it as how important is communication as a tool for realtors when learning how to read people and body language and communicating with our clients.
She likes
that's a whole nother
personality tests. She's done that with a lot of folks. Yeah, driver, amiable, all that kind of stuff.
I've heard about it. I want to do it. I told her, hey,
she's got the sheets in her office. Yeah. I guarantee it doesn't take long. Yeah. It's kind of cool just to know more about yourself. Kind of, maybe you didn't know that you were a certain way, but
I don't know if I want to.
I think you know what you are.
I've got a pretty good idea. I think my wife knows who I am better than I do, but
we should do those personality tests. I think Busher had us do that like back in the Aspen days, maybe, or it's a good tool.
Yeah.
All that stuff is. But
I would like to do one on the podcast.
Communication could not be more important.
100%.
I'm a big saying guy. It's like silence is deadly.
Ooh.
It's just, that'll keep you communicating.
Silent, but deadly, I think is the saying, right?
Is deadly.
Okay.
Yeah, like if you just don't communicate with your clients for a certain amount of time, they start assuming that you're not doing your job and maybe everything is getting done, but you're just not telling them that it's getting done. Yeah, that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no, and we talked about it last week. The number one complaint that clients have about their realtor is communication.
Doesn't that suck? It's like,
weird, right?
I mean, and everyone's so easy to get a hold of too. It's like,
not everybody.
Yeah,
that was the whole point. That's why I wanted to bring it up, because I've had experiences here recently that have been like, hey, you know what you signed up for.
Yeah. And there's certain expectations on each side.
Yeah.
And I think we should all live up to these expectations or explain why things aren't happening.
All
it's a fun job, isn't it?
Yeah, I love it.
It is.
I love this
fun.
job.
And like running your own business, I mean, there's a lot to be said for that.
Yeah.
A lot of pride in that.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what we're all doing.
And now you're bringing Jason. Like this is something.
Yeah. Yeah, it's exciting, man.
You think he's in for the long haul?
Yeah.
Is he going to listen to this podcast?
Yes.
And hear me say that?
Yes.
Cool.
It got his hooks in him, man. He's that's the way he gets about stuff. Is he gets, and we're having talks where, I'm trying to tell him what it's going to be like in a few years. Like right now, when you first start off, you are in like full blown acquire business mode. Like, how do I get more? How do I get more? And that's understandable, and you should, because you have to, when you first start, it's a grind. No matter if it's like you getting floor calls, hammering your sphere, me doing, getting my sphere and getting out there on like Facebook in 2014 when people weren't really doing it. It's a grind to get started, to get that base built up to where in the future you start getting the referrals and the repeat customers.
Exactly. And, obviously referral customers are our best customers, the easiest ones to work with. The trust is already built in. Yeah, it's a grind. Early, trying to get just any kind of business, any kind of clientele that you can. It's not the fun stuff.
No.
The fun stuff is having the parties and taking people out to lunch and getting big hugs and thank yous.
Yes.
Like, that's the fun stuff.
Yeah.
The fun stuff isn't like, we used to knock on doors.
I've
you
done
want
that.
to talk about a person that just does not want to talk to you right now.
Yeah.
We quit doing that pretty quickly, but...
Man, I knocked on so many for sale by owners.
Yeah, but just
right up to the door. Ding, ding.
Yeah, but it's helpful.
Hi, I'm a brand new agent. I have no idea what I'm doing. Can I list your house?
Break that barrier down. You're going to get a no, but you're building that armor.
Yes.
Where it's going to pay off later on down the road because, I've been there, done that.
That armor is important, man. you got to have it.
Oh, yeah.
In this industry. But what I was trying to explain was, to him, once your phone starts ringing, right? There's a difference because a shift happens in this business where you are dialing, you're doing all the dialing, you're doing everything you can. After a few years, all of a sudden your phone starts ringing, and it's ringing and ringing, and it should, hopefully. Like that's how this business works. Like that's less time that you have to be dialing and trying to acquire more and more. So it's a shift in how you approach, and it's a shift in what this business kind of provides to you, where you're spending all your time trying to build, and now you still need to try to build. That you can't just completely eliminate that, but at the same time, you've got all these people, all the repeat, the referrals, the people reaching out to you, and so then you find that balance. All right, how much can I invest, and how much time and money can I invest in building my business, and how much attention can I provide to the people who are just seeking me out?
And that I would say that probably has the biggest part to do with how long you last in this business.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get started doing the stuff that we just talked about, but the lasting in the business is, can I keep prospecting while I'm doing the business?
Yes.
Can I do the stuff that got me the business while I'm doing the business?
Yeah.
That's the tricky part.
Yeah.
That's when you feel like you're juggling too much at the same time.
And it's a lot, man. And it's a lot.
But that's where, Jane Hayes Sales and Staging has just been such a blessing for me.
3.
Julie, Heidi, I think we're at two to be fair. And yeah, the team aspect helps out a lot.
100%, man. And that's why
it does.
Something I've noticed already, and we're starting like the training, at home, and getting my wife up to speed on how to load stuff in, and getting Jay sat down like, okay, here's the part of the job that's not opening doors and meeting people and making phone calls. Here's the other part, and it's a lot. But having more than just me is like, oh, that's nice.
And somebody to talk to.
Yeah.
Run some ideas off of.
Yeah.
It's huge.
That's
it's absolutely
nice.
Huge.
Man. That's nice. But, going back to the, like you said, the keep building, and then still I think when people talk about the failure rate in our business, what is it, 90% or something are gone after 2 years. It's like,
that makes sense. Yeah.
And I think a lot of that, and not all of them, because some people are doing their best and it just doesn't work. But I think a lot of people get in thinking, I'm licensed, my phone's going to ring. Like, hey, I'm a realtor.
Absolutely.
Here's my face. I changed my Facebook picture, and I said, hey, I'm a realtor now. And I posted something saying, call me. And then they wait.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, no.
You have to proactively make this thing happen. There is a lot to just
you have to, like you said,
it happen.
ask for business.
Ask for business.
You have to.
And it's just it's a block that we put in front of ourselves, because I'm probably like a lot of people. I hate asking for stuff, asking for help.
Sure.
I need this, I need that. But you're putting it out there to the world, and people want to help you. I mean, your true sphere of influence, your friends and family, like, they want to help you. I mean, how many times have you heard, oh, I wish you would have asked for help or something like that?
Yeah.
On something you were doing. So yeah, I mean, that's the biggest thing.
It is.
If he could just start asking for business just with his sphere of influence, you'd be surprised where that would.
Yeah.
That would go.
And another thing, and I brought this up on the episode, it was Caitlin and Zach and Makai who were all in here, and they did great. I'm
going to get on that one.
You have to listen
to that one. I like
those
people too, yeah.
But we talked about our sphere of influence. And I think what a lot of people, and I'm sorry to somebody who's already heard me say this, but I mean, it's whatever. I've done on like 50 of these episodes. There's going to be some repeat stuff. But what we have to keep in mind with our sphere of influence is that there's overlap, meaning people in our sphere are in other people's sphere too.
Sure.
So if you're not doing everything you can to keep yourself kind of fresh and relevant within your sphere, then whoever else's sphere they fall into might be doing a better job of that, and that's where that business is going.
Absolutely.
So,
or if you just kind of have an acquaintance, or maybe just like a friend for a short time that bought a house, and maybe they moved in right next door to a heavy hitting realtor.
Yeah.
You might end up losing that deal.
Yes.
But just got to kind of take our gains and losses where they come.
And we've all been on both sides of that,
something
man.
from them too one day.
Yeah.
You'll give a few, but you'll take a few too. So
we've all lost clients that way, and we've all gained clients that way.
Absolutely.
Because somebody moved in close, and hey, guess what? We're friends now.
And losing clients, I mean, it's just going to happen. And I would, the more successful you are, the more deals you have going on, the less that affects you.
Agreed.
You can kind of take it in stride a lot easier. Yeah.
So let's get let's go back to, because you've said Jane Hay Sales and Staging 3 times.
2 by my count, but he runs the show.
We can say it a few more. So, you were independent agent. You started off that way. You were part-time. You transitioned into full-time, you said, after what? 3 years or so?
Yeah, 2 or 3 years. I kind of forget exactly. There comes a jumping off the cliff point.
Yeah. And
right?
my thought on, okay, when did you go to full-time? It's real estate. I don't know if there's anything but full-time. Like, it's just a matter of, are you also doing something else?
Sure.
So when did real estate become your primary source of income is the real question, right? It's not really, when did I start doing it full time?
It's when the good money starts coming in. Yeah. I mean, that's when it happens. When you can afford to make the move, you make the move.
Yeah.
A lot of people make it before they're able to, and God love them. But I wanted to kind of know that I was going to make it and land on my feet.
Sure.
When your hard work starts paying off, probably similar to Jace, start seeing the paychecks roll in, that it just becomes a heck of a lot easier.
Yeah. Then you can cut off whatever else you have going on, and you can focus 100%.
Absolutely. And I was fortunate when I was serving, I could kind of answer my phone a little bit. I could kind of do 2 jobs at the same time. I mean, I was an hourly employee. John Reynolds isn't listening to this podcast.
I don't think he is. He hasn't reached out.
If he is, welcome to the pod.
Yeah, thanks for listening, John.
Yeah, we come back in again.
Looking for sponsors if you're interested.
But yeah, I was able to do kind of 2 jobs at one time.
Yeah.
So
I
was in a fortunate spot, I think.
I was working for my family business, and it was the same thing. What
was your...
I was laying sod, Pedigo sod.
Oh, that's right. That's right. So the Pedigo that went to Plains with me, is he related to you?
Mike?
Yes.
Yeah, it's my little cousin.
Good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that connects the dots then.
Yep. Yeah, it's my younger cousin.
There are no Pedigos that are not related to you
We're
guys.
all related.
Gotcha.
I don't know all of them, but we're all related.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's like the Salvagios. I know some Salvagios too.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's... Yeah, I've done some digging.
Part of your sphere.
Yeah, but
That's right.
I should hope.
That's right.
I should hope. So then all right. Was this the first team you were on? Was this the first team you joined?
This is the first team I've ever been on, yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. So you already talked about the benefits of it, but how was that decision for you then? I mean, were you approached? Or did you reach out?
I kind of initiated in some respects the whole kind of searching for a team, and I forgot which team member I said something to, but had initiated something with Jane, and she doesn't carry a lot of agents.
Right.
She's a relatively small team, and the fit was great because her and I hang out. I mean, I know the whole team. We go out for lunch. We do different functions together, so we're always going to get along very, very well. And let's face it, I mean, Jane Hay is an unstoppable force.
Yeah, she's ridiculous.
She is the hardest working person I've ever met in my entire life. I mean, she's the type of person you want for your, I guess, quote unquote boss, right?
Sure.
Somebody's got to be on the team lead, and she's the perfect person for it. And, and when you see what she does behind the scenes and in off hours, if she has any off hours, I mean, she really does treat us like a family. I mean, the team is all she's thinking about 24/7. And when she goes on a vacation, she's probably thinking about us when she's on vacation. So the decision was easy.
Okay.
I mean, I wanted some extra services, some extra things that I could add for my clients. The staging and the admin girls were very, very helpful. The split was, splitting up your money is something you're going to kind of have to get used to. That was totally new for me. But it took away a lot of overhead. It made the math work for me and a lot of things I wouldn't have to pay for. And yeah, I mean, it's just awesome to be on this ride with the Jane Hay team. Yeah.
I mean...
The building's pretty nice too.
Yeah, haven't been there yet.
Got to make it by.
Yeah,
You will.
Well, I was going to, and then
you will.
And then you switched our meeting point to a home plate, which was fine. Also,
yeah, that's
I
my
was
second
hungry.
office.
Yeah, I was hungry, so that worked. Wait, did I eat? Yeah, I ate. Yeah, I'm like, did I just have a beer, or did I have? I had lunch.
You got you got nourishment. I couldn't send you away with just beer. Yeah,
I don't know if I call it nourishment, but I ate.
Yes, you probably some cheese fries. Yeah.
This is good. Yeah, that place is real good. So that's cool, man. How long ago was that?
I'm over my year with the team, so like a year and a half.
Okay.
Something like that, probably coming up on 2 years here pretty soon. Yeah.
Nice.
It's been great. I mean, I think every 10 years they say you should kind of have a change in your job or just switch things up a little bit.
Sure.
So I was a little bit over that 10-year mark, and this has been a very welcome change.
Is that real? You're supposed to every 10 years?
I think every 10 years your body just kind of starts like, okay, I need something new. I mean, not for everybody, but yeah.
Yeah, because I did my family business for a long time. Along the way there, I got into radio as like a side thing. All right.
Do you still do the fantasy football?
I do a podcast.
Okay.
Yeah, I quit doing the radio.
Your live voices on Sunday morning was always a lot of fun.
Cool, right?
It was cool.
Yeah. I enjoyed doing it, man, but it used to be like appointment listening, right? When I first started.
I love that. Like, I love the fact that it's live. I still love live radio.
I loved it too.
Yeah.
And I did. I had a lot of fun doing it, but the amount of people who woke up to tune in to our fantasy football show here locally and call and ask lineup questions, and that's what made the show go. I mean, it was crazy, man. When I started for the first few years, I mean, the phone, there was like, the 3 phone lines, there's 3 or 4 phone lines, and the whole time they're all lit up. You had to keep dialing and calling back because it was busy until you could finally get through, and then we get you on the air. It was nonstop.
Wow.
Right? And then, but as things changed and technology changed, and then podcasts became a thing, and appointment listening wasn't really a thing anymore. People were listening and consuming.
Interesting.
Broadcasting in a different form, and podcasts have taken over, right? Because now there's, thousands and thousands of fantasy football podcasts. So I can just listen to whatever podcast I want when I want. I don't have to wake up and turn on AM radio from this time to this time on Sunday. And so as we were progressing along, man, these last few years, and we had some great listeners. We had some super loyal listeners who listened every week and called in all the time. But we went from, taking 40 calls in a 2-hour span to taking like 3 or 4.
No kidding.
Yeah.
How quickly did that happen?
I mean, I did it for 17 years.
Yeah, so just kind of slowly petered off. Yeah.
Yeah. And I got to the point where, for me personally, it was a big commitment to every Sunday, up at 6 a.m, preparing a show, getting to the radio station. And it was a lot. And I just thought, for one, I want to do a real estate podcast. I really wanted to do this because I love real estate. I love broadcasting. Podcasting is obviously where all this broadcasting stuff is going. I want to talk about this with my realtor friends because I think it would be cool and interesting. And so I also wanted to do one just for fun. And so I've got one with my brother and our buddy Brad that is literally one of the funniest podcasts you'll ever listen to. I promise you.
Okay.
It is NSFW.
Okay.
By a lot.
I can get down with that.
So I don't promote that on my personal page very much because I try to maintain a business.
Yeah.
But if you know about it, and it's catching on, and it gets as many downloads and stuff as this one.
What's it called? If you can give it a shout out.
It's called Derailed.
Makes sense.
It's hilarious. Anyhow, and then I wanted to keep talking about fantasy football with my buddies because that's who I did the radio show with.
You guys kind of talk a little bit of fantasy on that too.
Not on Derailed, no.
Oh, okay.
No, those guys don't care about sports.
Okay.
But I do a fantasy football podcast with a couple of my buddies that I did the radio with.
Okay.
And it's called Fantasy Football for Real, so kind of tied in here.
Yeah.
Right? And so that's out there, and that's doing pretty well too. We've been doing that. So I started all 3 podcasts at the same time a little over a year ago.
Yeah, there's very little appointment television or listening left.
Yeah.
But there is some. Like, like Game of Thrones was on Sunday nights,
Sure.
and we were all watching it together.
Absolutely.
And updating your Twitter on what's happening and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah,
so
man.
I'm still I still like appointment television or appointments listening, but I mean,
To a certain extent.
you've got to follow the market.
Yeah.
You know?
And I wanted to do my own thing, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to be in control of it. I wanted to, so that going back to my name being on everything in real estate, maybe some inner stuff that I got going on.
There's something very deep in there. You just cannot give up that name. Jace is gonna have to knock you off your pedestal. Yeah,
he's working on it.
First of his name,
But Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyhow, and then after doing this for so long, I'm like, all right, I've been an independent solo agent my whole career. My kids are grown now for the most part, like my oldest is a senior in high school.
Gee,
right? So it was time for me, I felt, to do something different with real estate. So that's what I'm like.
Maybe it had been like 10 years.
It had been a little over.
Yeah.
It'd been like 12 years.
Mind starts to wander, and
like,
maybe we stay in the same field. We just kind of do things a little bit different.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then Jace getting his license was kind of the jumping off point of like, because I've always toyed around with the idea of building a team, but once he got his license, I'm like, okay, this has got to happen.
You made a team.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like biologically.
Well, yeah. But so now that's what I'm focusing on next. So we're getting all the, building the foundation here, but then moving forward into 2026, I'm really going to work hard on building something awesome.
We're almost into business planning season.
Yes.
Yep.
Yes.
Big time to sit down with Jace.
So that's what's next. So
how many houses is he going to sell next year?
Man, at this
rate, does he have a goal?
I think his goal is more.
Gosh, we're really calling Jace out on this podcast. I hate to do that. Yeah,
I don't know his exact goal. Like he's tossed around numbers, not units specifically. As
I was always a unit guy.
Were you?
Yeah, always a unit guy.
Yeah,
never a volume guy. Yeah,
I haven't really been either of those. I remember, Mike Butcher used to always we'd call me in, hey, we need to have a meeting. We need to talk about what you're planning on doing next year.
The yearly meeting, yeah.
And I never set an actual, what's your goal? And it's just, I want to keep being awesome. I don't know.
I want to work hard every day.
Yeah. I just keeping these deals together and keep building it and growing it. But I never had I want to hit this number.
Sure.
My brain doesn't work like that.
I'll tell you what, if you're going to be setting goals, maybe not sales goals, but maybe just prospecting goals.
Sure.
I'm making this many phone calls every week. I'm writing this many notes every week.
Right.
I'm stopping by to X client's, house, place of business this many times a week.
Yes.
Those are the kind of goals that will feed your overall.
And that's the kind of stuff I can wrap my head around is my goal is to get so much better at following up with past clients.
Yep.
Because that's something I think we all kind of struggle with.
Absolutely.
And, my goal is to stay on top of my paperwork and get my SkySlope stuff in quicker so that, I don't make Kathy and Debbie's life too hard. Oh, yeah. God bless her.
There's just a lot of, we're very document heavy.
Yes.
And we just get more and more all the time, and they're changing constantly. And it's just the admin girls have to constantly switch all of our forms out.
Yeah.
They're just changing that quickly. But it's necessary. It's protections for buyers and sellers. The world's changing.
I don't think I realized, just because the evolution of how I've done my business, where, before we get a contract together, and when you started, it was, I'm sure, the same way. You bring in the file, drop it off here at the office.
Yeah, we would physically drop it off.
Yeah.
I think the second house I ever sold, Fritz Pfister came into my open house I was doing on a different house and dropped all the paperwork off.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Everything was hard copies.
Yep.
That was, and that's how it was. And then all of a sudden, it switched to SkySlope.
Yeah.
And now we're responsible for loading in all these things, so that we have our digital file cabinet holds them here for the office. And so just because we've adapted to those changes and everything that happens, I didn't realize until I was sitting down the other day with Jace and Amanda, and I'm like, all right, guys, here's what we're doing. We're going to load in some contracts. We're going to load in, this is how we load stuff in. This is how we do SkySlope, And I'm like, we'll clear out a couple hours. Dude. I mean, we worked all morning and we scratched the surface, and it's like, oh, this is just stuff that I do because I've just been doing it. But now when I'm trying
and let's face it, there's a lot of workarounds that we can do to maybe
Yes.
not do stuff exactly that, we get it done properly, but
Yeah.
I don't know how that function works. So I'm just going to kind of do this way that I've always done it.
Yeah.
So when you're presenting to someone that you're trying to train, you can't teach those workarounds. You got to be, oh gosh, this is the way you're supposed to do it. Now let me figure this out real quick.
There is stuff. I forget what it even was. There was something that popped up on SkySlope, and it was like transaction ID. She's like, oh, what do we have to put here? And I was like, meh. She's like, what do you mean, meh? And I'm like,
It doesn't need an ID?
Nothing. Nothing. We don't do anything with that.
Okay, meh.
It's like, what do you mean? Like, it's here. And I'm like, I've never answered this question. I don't know.
No.
Maybe, somebody else does something. I don't know.
Like I said,
Next.
I probably figured out some kind of workaround for that, and I don't deal with that anymore.
Yeah. And I've never been alerted via email, hey, put that in there. So
Yep.
I don't do it. So I don't know what it means. I don't know what it's for. Meh.
A lot of it's useful. A lot of it's not. A lot of it's just too many layers of screens to get to something super basic.
Yes.
But I don't know. I'm not smart enough to fix it.
No. Oh, no. We try. Something I wanted to talk to you about before I let you get out of here, because I know you're busy. I mean, it's been over an hour already. But
Nice.
You and I, you've always
just
been one of my favorites, man. Anytime I talk to you, we talk very naturally. I can talk to you forever. So
We're kindred spirits.
Agreed. Well, I brought this up in our coffee and questions this morning, and I want to know your thoughts. The recent changes to the buyer inspection, I guess the deadlines in general now, right? Because it used to be, and it's been like this the whole time I've been in the business, you get your inspection done. You have 7 days from the date of inspection. Very important. Not the date of the report, the date of the inspection. To submit any repair requests you have to the listing agent to give to the seller. Right? They have 7 days to formulate a response. Recently, those deadlines have been bumped up by 2 days. So now it's 5. 5 days submit repair requests, 5 days to respond. How do you feel about that?
I do think we were in line for a tightening up of some of these timelines.
Sure.
I think, I know plumbers aren't readily available all the time. Roofers not readily available all the time. These
General contractors.
Yeah, these days that you're talking
electricians.
about are
Yeah.
calendar days. They're not business days.
Right.
So, we have a hard time even making contact with these kind of qualified contractors. But I'll tell you what, your response within that time frame could be, I need more time.
Yeah.
I need 5 more days to get all these roofing repairs and blah, blah, blah. So at least, and it goes back to communication, at least we're communicating more often.
Sure.
Because how many times did that first day start and it's just crickets from the other side until 6 hours before the deadline?
Yeah.
And they're like, well, we got this and we got this and we're thinking this. Tighten that up. Let's at least communicate a little bit shorter timelines. I like all these changes. I like the buyer's agency changes.
I like that a lot.
We really should have been signing paperwork with our buyers a long time ago.
Agreed.
We had paperwork for that, but it really wasn't worth the paper that it was written on.
No.
Now it's kind of got some teeth, which I appreciate that,
Yeah. I like being able to request my compensation from the other side with the offer.
Absolutely.
I've gotten a lot of pushback. There's a lot of agents who don't understand how that works still. They'll say, but that's not what my seller agreed to pay with my listing agreement. So,
yeah.
And I go, I don't care about that.
Absolutely.
This is our offer. With our offer is this.
Yeah. This is a part of the offer.
Yeah. So there's that. But I do like that change. I'm still trying to get my arms around the deadline. The deadlines with the inspections. I understand transactions are happening quicker now. If we go 7 days plus 7 days and then whatever it was after that, 5 more days, all of a sudden we're
That's most year escrow time.
We're 19 days in on a potential 30-day transaction before we can even agree on repairs.
Right.
The problem, and you brought it up, is these professionals that we lean on, because, I mean, I don't know how many times it says it in the contract. You could probably say it a few more. We're realtors. We're not contractors.
Yeah.
We're not inspectors. It's not up to us to uncover these defects or explain to people exactly what they are and what it'll cost to fix and how serious they are. I mean, we're familiar with a lot of this stuff because we've seen so many reports and talked to so many of these
and the
other
repair addendum is
professionals.
Calling for a competent, qualified contractor?
Yeah.
Competent.
That it's seller to make the repairs, if competent to do so, or have somebody. So when, let's say the inspection happens on Thursday, right? Report comes in Friday. Well, there's day one. Now you got Saturday, Sunday. 2, 3, right? And so your request has to come in by Tuesday. I don't know any contractors that are free not only to like do anything, but go to a house, evaluate these issues, give us an estimate on how bad it is, what needs to be done. And so a lot of that burden, even if you say, hey, we need more time, the other side doesn't have to grant you that more time.
Correct.
Is the other thing.
Correct.
Right? They can say, listen, if you don't give me those requests within 5 days, you're buying it.
Yeah, it can put you in a tight scenario.
Yeah.
It's hard to be perfect with all these things. I do think it's just kind of in an effort to like tighten up the wasted time that probably happens with a lot of these deals. And if we've uncovered a material defect and we're waiting on contractors to get back to us and the seller's not interested in dealing with that material defect, well, maybe we've gotten far enough anyhow.
Sure.
I mean, if we're dealing with a true material defect, you're either, as a seller, you're either dealing with it with the buyer that you currently have, or you're going to deal with it later on down the road.
Sure.
So, yeah, you're going to have those crusty sellers, that are not willing to grant you more time.
Yeah.
They might be a little bit more difficult to deal with in the rest of the transaction too.
My thought would be, I don't mind tightening up the first part. 5 days to submit your request.
Doesn't it go to 3 after that, back and forth?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
And 3 is,
That's
we're
tight,
basically,
man.
Yeah. That's tight.
I don't mind having the repair request within 5 days. That's okay. I've got a standard general rule that the day that inspection report comes in, we're hopping on the phone with our buyer that night and we're hammering out a repair addendum.
Sure.
We're doing that night one. So that comes in, you're getting a repair addendum. Yeah, like we're not missing that deadline. Where I would push back and say maybe we need a little more time is on the seller response front.
Sure.
Right? So I think tightening that up to 5 days has made it really hard to give a good response from a seller that is based on proper evaluation from the professionals who need to evaluate those issues. And so I feel like I understand, tightening things up is in an interest to best serve our clients, but I feel like tightening up that timeline has maybe done the opposite. I feel like sellers need more time to get professionals there, to get the bids, get the estimates, to understand where before they give a response.
Because there is so much gray area with things mentioned in the whole house inspection. Yeah. Radon, black and white, termite,
Easy.
black and white. These are just a lot of gray area with all this kind of stuff. Yeah, having a little bit of, extra time, but also maybe just kind of, so how do you typically handle this? I know certain things, if it's a huge roof project, maybe as the buyer side, we're going to go find our own roofer. We're going to have him do an evaluation, and we're going to stick with our guy. Where do you start just offloading that onto the seller? Buyer request, seller repair the roof as needed.
If it's something with a roof like that, we say, seller to have a qualified roofer evaluate this, and repair.
So that's an easy way to satisfy your time.
Yeah,
but you're maybe not getting the contractor that you want.
Yeah, but you don't. But the buyer doesn't have. The buyer doesn't really have the power to say, "I want this done, and I want you to use my guy or my girl."
Well, that's where your response is. My guy says we're going to fix it like this. That's my response.
Yeah. Right. But contractually, That's all it has to
Qualified contractor.
Yeah.
That's all it has to
Yeah.
be. I'm not even sure it says licensed in there. But
be. It does not.
Yeah.
It's qualified. You know, Lucas McDodald. Yeah. So I lean on Lucas a lot.
He's great.
He's awesome. And he got on me once a few years back because I kept typing in, seller to have licensed contractor do this. And Lucas called me because I think somebody sent him one of my repair addendums. He's like, hey, quit saying licensed.
Yeah.
He's like, there are licensed plumbers and electricians, but
there isn't a licensed flooring guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
He said for contractors, it just needs to be qualified.
Yep.
He said, I'm bonded and insured to do these things, so I'm qualified. But you're not, like
kind of getting into some trouble with using that language.
Yeah. So qualified.
I
right?
like that.
And so I've changed the way I've done that ever since. And so, man,
and also just falling on an amount of money that will fix that's acceptable to both parties.
Right.
Yeah. A lot of times that's all we're talking about here.
Yeah.
If they can get an idea about the cost, let's just settle on an amount.
But we need
road.
we need time on the seller side to get that stuff in order.
Sure.
And if we can go back and say, here's our response, is we're looking into it.
I guess I don't mind the 5-day response. The 3-day back and forth gets
After
a little.
that?
Yeah, that gets a little tight, especially
Yeah.
when we're dealing with weekend days.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've eliminated a week from this process.
Yeah.
We've eliminated 6 days from this process.
And it's funny, there's a tremendous amount of markets that their realtors don't handle their repair addendums.
Right, I know.
They just hand it to an attorney and we see you later on. Yeah.
Lucky bastard.
We're still, it's a mixed bag because I could see them messing it up too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but.
And then we curse the attorneys for messing our deals up.
Right. Yeah.
Cook County.
Yeah.
Happens up there all the time.
Well, we're not licensed there.
Thank God.
Thank God. That's right.
I'm not licensed to live there either. Jesus.
All right, man. Let's get out of here. This has been a fun one. We're gonna have to get you back at some point.
Well done, Eric.
Are you glad? Are you glad you did this?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I appreciate
Okay.
it. Thanks for all your work and
Man, my pleasure.
people can't see all the setup behind the scenes here.
Yeah, a couple lights, camera.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You wore
pretty
a
cool.
collar for me today.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. Anytime I
us.
come into the office, I usually throw on a collar.
Well, you're working at the real estate group, so
Yeah, pretty buttoned up
You
around
are, that's
here.
right, that's right.
Pretty buttoned up around here. So this is definitely worth the price of the sandwich I bought you that day.
Yeah, keep it up. Keep on doing what you're doing.
All right.
Keep Jace rolling along.
He is. I couldn't slow him down if I tried.
Proud of you, buddy.
All right. Likewise, man. Continued success to you, my friend.
Jane Hayes, Sales and Staging.
I'm editing that out. All right. See you, man.